Right, so I thought today, guys, I would be just answering some of the key questions I get all the time, and it's interesting because the main question I get is running a gym worth it? And I thought I'd just try and be as totally honest as I can be, and by filming this YouTube video, this live, it's gonna just give you an idea to just the insight and what goes through my thought process and kind of the satisfaction that I get from running a gym and just living as a 28-year-old, especially based here in Nottingham as well. So my first question that I wanted to answer to all of you today is running a gym worth it? Now, when I think about what actually running a gym is, it's definitely all encompassing. It's a job at the end of the day that I've got that started from a passion. And when I think about what my passion was originally, is just being around people, supporting people, helping people. And my love for coaching, which originally got me into the gym, was basically based on just getting involved and helping people as much as I can. The specifics to what I like doing is helping people who maybe haven't enjoyed coaching in the past and getting them from hating the gym, hating being part of it, to actually then getting them forwards to a position where they really do love training and enjoying being part of a training program. So what that then means is that they can then build it and make it be a lifestyle and it sticks long term. So that's where basically my background has come from in gyms. And for those of you who are live watching as well, hope you're finding this interesting and helpful. Feel free just to ask questions as we go through, killing two birds with one stone here by obviously filming and going live at the same time. But yeah, so is actually owning a gym worth it? Yes, without a doubt, it is worth it. It's built my whole life. It has built, both my lives and Emily's lives. It's given me the income to do basically what I want as a 28-year-old, but also support. Now we've got 5 full-time members of staff. So yeah, not only just impacting my life personally, but everyone else's life as well. So 100% is worth it. Now, the biggest challenges that come with that, I'm going to say, is the all-encompassing nature of it. So having to only think about running the gym can sometimes be a bit tedious. And, you deal with every single complaint that comes through me. Every single thing that goes wrong comes through me. Every single stress that comes with the building comes through me. It can be draining, very, very draining. So yeah, it's one of those things that you've got to be okay with it taking over your life. But again, if work is your main thing that you enjoy, yeah, amazing. I love it. Like this, it gives me something to think about all the time. When I went to Malaga for 6-7 weeks, having a holiday that I was then able to feel fulfilled whilst working was literally insane. I loved it, absolutely loved it. So yeah, is it worth it? 100%. Is it hard work? Yeah, fucking hard work as well. Right, what we've got going on in the live. A few things going through. Feel free to drop a like, JP. I know you're in there. Nice. Okay, so next question. By the way, I've got loads of pre-prepared questions that have come through to me over the last few weeks and months. And again, if you've got questions that you want to ask me, feel free to ask them as well. And by the way, can you hear me okay in there as well? Can you hear me okay, Jack? Is that? Yeah. Nice. Good to see you all, guys. Good. Wicked. Okay, so question number... Let me just go through this one here. Do you feel... Where is it? Okay, I like this one. If you had to start again, what would you do? If you had to start again, what would you do differently? Good question. I think I would probably do a bit more due diligence when it comes to my actual facility. The biggest stress of my life has come from our unit, like the actual gym itself. So when I say the gym, the actual building of the gym has caused me the most stress, that's what I mean. The leaking, the condensation problems, the the just dodgy manner of the building has given me the biggest headache. The second thing that I would say, if I had started again, is pre-opening. I mean, we spent about a year trying to find our current unit, and obviously that was very long, not a lot available. Again, thinking about central and in the city of Nottingham, where we were wanting a unit based, close to the area that I built up my personal training client base. I wanted something within a 10-minute drive of that. So that's where we got onto the Netherfield location, because being based in Woodthorpe originally was where we were. 10 minutes down the road, nice and easy transition for people to come across. And I would recommend doing that if you are a PT already, building up a local client base and then picking the gym that you want to, or kind of picking the location based on that, just so it's easy to transfer people over. But the thing that I wish I'd done before even opening the gym is just spent a bit more time actually understanding what opening a gym was. Like, I really, really wish that I'd got into specific gym owner marketing, potentially marketing and ownership groups, first of all, because I would have basically skipped the whole first year of problems, which we had, which again, we were profitable very quickly. We were making good money, able to reinvest in coaching staff and the business. But if I'd have just had the proper help from the very start, and also, I'll be honest, if I'd have maybe taken a bit more of a gamble with equipment, in terms of spending, I mean, because the last lot of equipment that we had was probably I spent about 50k on that equipment. So, it's quite a big risk, but like that would have basically doubled, or tripled, not tripled. That would have added, if we roughly spent about 100 grand on the gym to open it, another 50k on top is a big jump up. So, I mean, we did it on a budget as well, but like another 50k on top, like it's quite a big ask as well. So yeah, getting in front of another group would have been great. I think the other thing I would have done if I was starting again, would have got a smaller location, started much smaller. Again, it's given us so much room to grow. Like, I mean, having a lovely big gym has been great, but like maybe, where's my risk tolerance? Let's go big. Why would I not want to go big? Like, that was the cool thing. But like going for a smaller unit to start with, just to take away some of the initial stress, would have been cool as well. So hopefully that's helpful. Any questions over here, guys? Anything you can think of? Anything that you want to ask? Just looking through. What we're saying in here is expensive startup cost if you're renting, or I mean, I'm assuming on this one, MS 109, if you're already in a gym, if you're a PT within a gym, like I would stick to that and get yourself to a base where like you can make enough money that transitioning to your own unit is worth it. Because what you've got to factor in is, especially when you're opening your own gym, is that not only are you paying your rent, which for us, again, if we're talking like 3-4 grand a month, just in rent, like let's just say, but on top of that, you've got business rates, you've got electrics, you've got heating, if you've got all the staffing costs, you're talking a lot of money already. Like, it would be really helpful for anyone who's starting this to have a nice big buffer of money in the first place, on top of a very clear business plan. Because if you've got that buffer, in your back pocket, plus the business plan that's going to actually work, that you can go, cool, by this date, I'm going to make X amount of sales, I'm going to have this amount of clients. It will just give you a bit more of a clearer headspace, rather than just guessing as well, guessing on what, like, I should need to have this amount of clients by this date. If you have a clear plan and clear way to bring in new clients, it makes it so much easier, and kind of gives you a bit more headspace. But my main advice is, either if you're going to self-fund it, make sure you've saved enough money. So again, I'd spent probably 2-3 years and saved up about 50 grand, like, of my own money. Like, literally, it was during COVID, so like nothing that I could do. Every single penny that I earned came back into my pocket, and I just spent all of it on opening the gym, which again isn't a lot of money in the grand scheme of things to open a whole gym, but like, hey, you got to do what you got to do. I was able to open it very much bare bones, and then in time, as we made more money, again, I didn't really take any of the money at all for myself, just invested everything back into the gym. It was just money comes in, bang, straight back in the gym. Money comes in, bang, straight back in the gym. That's the way I'd do it, unless you've got, I don't know, if you've got parents that can that can like pay for it, amazing. But like, most people don't. The reality, like, my parents came and helped set it up for me, but they're not giving me money to do it, so it was all self-funded. Let's have a little look through. Any other questions in here, guys? Is your gym more of a commercial gym or like a bodybuilding gym? So for context, our gym, we specialize in group PT, group personal training. So, you know, groups of up to 24 people in a session, 2 coaches in the room, strength and conditioning focus across the different days. I mean, it's sick. Like, it's something that I'm really, really happy with that we've built across for the last few years. We started originally as a boot camp. So, you know, we moved away from that quite quickly, just because it was amazing. Again, and it fitted where I was at in terms of reinvesting in the business. But right now, we are high level personal training, 24 clients in a session. Like I said, strength and conditioning focus, and it's a very progressive program. You know, the cool thing is about our program in the gym is that, like, it's a skeleton, but obviously you could have 24 people all doing completely different things, which I love it. It's so nice. And again, I want to be in the sessions as well. You know, I've come from a swimming background, so like I love getting stuck into actually the strength and conditioning style sessions that we do, which I think is a really, really nice complement to the program as well. But yeah, hopefully that's answered that question as well. Any other questions in here, guys? Sorry, I'm just going back just to see what else you've asked in here. I think I'm covering most of it. Guys, you got any more questions that you want to ask me? Happy to help out with anything you need, even if it's to do with personal training, even if it's to do with sales, living in Nottingham, you know, just feel free, shoot them over. I'm all ears for you. Hashi, good. Rose, good to see you. Nice one, guys. Yeah, any questions, feel free to ask them in here. Like I said, if not, I can just move on to the next question that I've got from people that people have asked me already. Okay, how do you get into it? How do you get into being a gym owner? I think this kind of like was similar to what I answered earlier. I came from a swimming background, so I mean, okay, if we go back even before that, my background was I've always been in sport. My mum and dad have been in sport, brother's been in sport, family have been in sport. Jack, you're in here as well. Like, everyone I know has been in sport. We're all decent at sport as well. Like, again, I'm not like a world record breaker, but like, we've all been good at sport, so I've always enjoyed being around high level of sport as well. I thought I was going to be a swimming coach, which I thought, you know, I enjoy swimming. I was a decent swimmer. That I realised was pretty draining. I hated it, to be honest. Like, it was good money. It got me to where I needed to be initially, but the idea of being a swimming coach for my whole life and being inside in the dark all day long, typical, because I'm now in the gym all day long, but that wasn't for me. Went to uni, sports science degree, did a master's in exercise physiology, again, great, but not relevant to being a PT or being a gym owner. Then that's where COVID happened. I became a PT. So PTing in people's homes, PTing people to get weight loss and fat loss goals. And then that's where kind of my love for being a gym owner became to start sneaking in there. So it started sneaking in because I was running an outdoor boot camp, which was awesome. Yeah, really enjoyed doing that. Had tons of people come to that during COVID because obviously no gyms were open. And then we transitioned to, after a whole year of being outside, we transitioned to the outdoor space because, to the indoor space because, oh God, being outdoors in the winter, in the British winter, was absolutely horrendous. You know, like the rain, the dark, the wind, the mud. Ugh, God, it was disgusting. Like, and I'm a wuss, so like I'm terrible for being outside in the winter. Like, I'm a fair weather trainer at the best of days, but my God, like I wanted to I really didn't like it. I used to like literally carry 4 or 5, like 10 lights with me I would take these lights outside of like okay, so different story. I had a big old banger van, traded in my old Peugeot, banger van, I loved it, but had all my kit in the back of the van, would carry these lights out with me to the boot camp that we used to do outside. And like, you know, the lights would go out halfway through the session, the like one light would go, then I have to swap it out for another light whilst everyone was training, like kind of wandering around dog poo and stuff. But yeah, anyway, sick of that, moved across to my own gym, found the location, and here we are now, 3 years down the line. Right, what do we have going on in the chat? Nice. Wicked, guys. Yeah, no, I like this. Feel free. Anything else that you can that you want to ask, shoot it over. Jack, loving all these likes coming in. You must have done like 1,000 here already, mate. Any other questions? Right, well, I'll move on. Nothing in here. I will happily move on to the next one. A bit of a Nottingham special on this. Where is your favourite place to eat out in Nottingham? Come on, guys, you should know this. This is obvious. Bar Iberico, every single day. I'm specifically Bar Iberico, not Iberico World Tapas. Bar Iberico is like my go-to place in Nottingham. Love the food. It's always a good vibe. Always a good vibe. That's what I want out of a place to eat. You know, I want it to feel busy and to feel nice. But yeah, always will go out to Bar Iberico every single time. What else? Can you actually lose fat and still drink on weekends? I mean, I do. Whether I'd say I'm losing body fat all the time, I don't really know. But yeah, I mean, I've done it my whole life. Like, I've always been able to go out and eat and drink at weekends, as long as your 5 days from Monday through Friday you're in a calorie deficit, and you know you've got enough energy expenditure, so you're basically moving enough. Like, yeah, you can eat and drink what you want within reason. That's the whole thing, is you've got to think about your calories as the whole week, not just like, do go hard at dieting at the weekend. If you go mental busy if you go hard during the week and then go mental busy at the weekend, you're not going to lose body fat. What else do we have? I've never really looked at any of these things you can do on here. What's this? What's the nightlife like in Nottingham? The nightlife in Nottingham is brilliant. I think there's obviously, you split it up into two ways. So you've got like student nights, which are, I remember being a student here, which were mental, like actually mental. I remember the first night. So I've always been out. If you know me, I've come from Bury. The biggest night out in Bury was like going to LP or Flex. I think it's called Verve now, on a Saturday night, and going from like Verve, which was one thing, to like going to a massive Nottingham club, and they're not even like the biggest clubs in the country, like, was absolutely insane. Even now, like, we've got tons of nights out you can do. Food and drink is all lovely. So yeah, chef's kiss, really good, really good. What has been your biggest low point so far? Biggest low point. If I'm being really honest, probably biggest low point. I'd say for me, the biggest low point of being a gym owner was the day where the roof fully froze over. That was the first thing. So the roof fully froze over. Then the toilets froze. Then the taps froze. And what we were having to do, it was on the day that we had our engine trials competition. So you can imagine we've probably got like 100 people coming in to compete, plus friends and family, plus potentially people coming in to watch. Nothing was working. The roof was dripping because it was completely frozen, and then the sun was coming onto it. The toilets were frozen, so no one could go to the toilet. So I got to the gym at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and no, you shouldn't do this. This is not advice. Do not do this. But like, I brought boiling water in a kettles in a flask, and was like boiling. It's so bad. I was pouring hot water on the pipes outside, and it, to try and defrost the pipes, which had obviously frozen over, which again, if you know anything like that, that's how you break your pipes, and that's a whole different problem. But anyway, it didn't work, so I had to say to everyone, there's no toilets working or anything. And basically then what happened was, as the day went on, suddenly the toilets come on, because what we were doing is we were having to use water bottles to like flush the toilets, and it was thankfully no one really noticed, but like that was probably my lowest point. And hence we are moving to a new gym where hopefully that won't ever happen again. So again, part of the process. It's all a learning experience at the end of the day. Right then, let's see what else we got in here. Any other questions coming through? All good. Well, what I'll do is I'll carry on. Favourite place for drinks in Nottingham? Okay, two places are my favourite at the moment. We've got Pogo, which I love, and also we've got 31K. Now, the reason I love these two in particular, I think 31K was is mine. I'd say my favourite one. I think the staff there are lovely, absolutely lovely. I love going to 31K. Always the staff are amazing. We've collabed with them. We've done team nights out, team brunches there, which was beautiful. We loved it. The drinks, there's a dark spiced rum there, which for me as a spiced rum drinker, I love. So having that is like the reason why I love it. And again, it's always good atmosphere, which I always really enjoy. Pogo, on the opposite side of the spectrum, like it's still got the lovely drinks, still got the nice vibe. But it's a very intimate atmosphere. So the decor is lovely. The feeling in it, especially since they moved from, I can't remember what it used to be, but when they rebranded to Pogo, especially as again they've redone the upstairs area, which I love as well. But the drinks in there are brilliant, and you get, which I personally love. You know when they do Coke in the cans, that's the thing I really enjoy, rather than having like pump Coke in my rum. But yeah, love it. The only thing with Pogo is sometimes the service can be like insanely slow, which used to put me off quite a lot, but they seem to have a lot more staff at the moment, which is good. Right, guys, any other questions in here? Anything else you want to know fitness-wise? Anything else you want to know Hyrox-wise? Anything else you want to know about gyms? You know, I'm happy to help you all out. Just feel free to shoot them in there. Yeah, again, just chuck them in. If not, we can go one more question. Well, there's a couple of like leadership questions in here, which is interesting. Do you find it hard managing people? Do I find it hard managing people? I mean, I like managing people, and I think I would have said I used to find it hard, but that was my own problem because, again, as a people person, I want people to like me and I want to help people, I want to impact people, but I think I took it too far in the earlier days. So, whereas I maybe became more friendly with my coaches and my team, that was a mistake in the past, because then it's a lot harder if you want to enforce boundaries, if you want to enforce standards and stuff. If they become your friend, it's very hard to tell someone off if you need to, or ask them to do something which maybe isn't a nice, something that you would feel comfortable saying to your friend. So yeah, in the past, I would have said, no, I don't like managing people. I want to just manage myself and be good at what I do. But now I love it. Like for me, management is like my style, or my now version of coaching. So, whereas I first started as a coach, I wanted to impact my clients. Now as a business owner, I want to impact my staff, because I love that just as much as anything else. Right, and then guys, anything else in here? I think I've got one more question to ask. Anything else? A few funny ones. How do you know if someone's a good coach or not? Well, I think you can just tell instantly, and it doesn't always have to be about how much you know. I think the biggest thing about being a good coach is how approachable and how nice, when I say nice, how well you can connect with the person in front of you. I'd say what makes a really, really good coach is someone who's adaptable to every single person in front of them. They're not just a good coach to one particular type of person. They're a good coach to every type of person. So how you come across, how you introduce yourself, how you say hello, whether you look at them, whether you shake their hand, whether you change your pitch, whether you change your tone, whether you bring your voice up, whether you match your energy. That's a big thing. People will think that being a good coach is just go, 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 go. Well, what happens if you've got someone really quiet in front of you? What happens if you've got someone who's, just really wants really standoffish? Well, you've got to get lower in your energy. A good coach is someone who can match that, basically. That, to me, what I would look for in a coach. Sweet. Hopefully, guys, that has answered all your questions. That's done my content for the day. I'm going to try and do as many of these as I can. So if there's anything else you want to ask now, feel free to do it before I sign off for the day and get back to my normal job. Anything else, team? All good, all good. Right, if there's no other questions, thank you very much for watching. I've enjoyed this. There'll be more of these in the future. And again, feel free to shoot them over to my Instagram or my TikTok for anything else that you may need. Oh, go on then, Jack, one more. What's the best high protein snack you would recommend? If you're bulking, what I would do is do one of those mega smoothies, depends on how your stomach can handle it. And I would actually, obviously just do a regular protein shake. The hack to, if you want to just chuck loads of extra calories in it, is to put a bit of oil in it. And I know that sounds gross, but like loads of calories without any extra, like kind of consistency. So that can bump your calories up massively, especially if you want to put on size. If you're wanting to keep your calories low, my best high protein snack is always Greek yogurt, because I feel like you can put so much with it as well. So like, again, you can go lower fat Greek yogurt if you want, but like I have the 5%. It's a good balance for me that kind of keeps me full. I have a bit of granola on it as well, a little bit of honey, depending on how I'm feeling. But yeah, like if you want one of those insanely if you want one of those insanely high calorie, high protein things, just do one of those mega smoothies, like lots of protein powder, probably put a mass gainer in there. I would also put honey in there, peanut butter. Don't bother with any ice, just make sure you use cold fruit if you're going to put something in. Bit of oil, again, that's going to bump the calories up. And to be honest, you are going to be easily getting 1,000 calories in that as well. Right, squad. I'm off. Have a good day. Enjoy.